Welcome to the CEO of You podcast, when we interview go-getters, entrepreneurs, and people doing great things in their life.
Amen.
Today, we like to give a thank you episode for hitting how many subscribers?
1,000 subs, baby.
How many subscribers?
1,000 subs, baby.
Exactly that. We'd like to give a massive thank you to you all for supporting us on our journey, where we only started this around 9 months ago, exactly. Around something like that, October, and we posted every single week. Whether we haven't posted on the Monday, we've hit the Tuesday, we've never gone beyond that. And basically, today we're doing things a bit differently. What we doing, Ajene? What we doing?
Today, we asked some of you guys to send us some questions. And obviously, we're just going to talk about our podcast journey, how easy or how difficult it was to even maintain this. And is there anything else we're talking about?
So obviously the reason why we're doing things differently is, one, as a thank you guys, so obviously let you guys know a bit more about us.
Facts.
And two, it's because, as I said, we usually spend a lot of our time interviewing people who have already, achieved their success or 1 foot near there. And this one, we want to talk more about ourselves, so you guys get to know us, because you see us behind the screens and everything. You see us only doing the interviews. It's about time you guys start to get to know us and what we've learned from the podcast and basically who we are as people. So let's get it. If you want to know why I'm wearing the shades, because I'm feeling cool today. So yeah.
Thanks. I forgot mine at home. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm serious.
All right,
Run it.
Where do you want to start this? How easy was the pod?
How easy was the pod? Wow. How easy was this pod? It weren't easy. It weren't easy because... Okay. So I feel like we both got different, maybe similar answers for this.
Yeah, I think we got similar. You go first.
All right.
You go first.
I'll mention one thing, you mentioned the other thing.
Yeah, go on.
First things first, cost.
Cool. Okay.
Investing for something that has had no value exchange in money, when sometimes you go so long and you're not seeing progress, there can be times of, maybe you have a bit of doubt, or maybe a bit like, should I have done this? Should I have? But however, I think even though you do make the investments, straight facts, you're in deficit, right? If you spend a certain amount of money, you're in deficit. And that's how it was feeling. But at the same time, a part of my mind, and I'm guessing your mind, is in, it's an investment.
Correct.
As in, it will pay off.
You see the end goal, you see the vision. And
the fact that things started to come together over time, and when I mean come together over time, we wasn't getting value back in money that we put in. We was getting an exchange value in the opportunities that were presented to us, the people that came to us, the stuff we've been able to do outside the podcast. And now we've hit the point where we're starting to receive the funds back.
Well, sort of. By that, it basically means yesterday I checked our YouTube studio and we saw our first 54 pence.
54 pence?
54
pence.
I'm not gonna lie, I saw that. I was like, should I screenshot it and send it? I screenshotted it, I didn't send it.
I screenshot it, kept it to myself as well.
I was like, and this day, the first 54 pence. And we got to split that 50-50. So what's the maths on that? 28.
27? 27. Quick maths.
Good.
But think about it, 27 pence. If we put down as someone and like 27 pence, look at these guys. But I'm thinking, I was there trying to search for what video we got the 27 pence from.
I couldn't find it either.
Because it wasn't Switchy's video, because that was copyrighted. So it was like, that, for the intro music. So that was a bit annoying, but I was thinking 27 pence. Did I text you as well when I saw that? I was like, we got paid, bro. 57.
No, you didn't text me. You didn't text me. No.
I saw it.
But I was searching, where was it from? Was it from a short? Which video was it from?
Are we monetized for shorts?
Yeah. Monetized for everything.
Okay.
So if a short pops off, you never know.
You never know. Well, I'd like to thank you guys for the 57p, man. Contributing to the ad revenue. Facts. Appreciate it.
So obviously the money was a big part, but another part was just the amount of time it takes.
Wow.
Because obviously there's only so much we can invest without just having nowhere to live, no food to feed ourselves, you know what I'm saying? So it was like we had to put in the hours. When we first started, we had to book out Pirate Studios. If we went over, we had to pay the extra. After that, we had to go back to mine or go somewhere, edit the podcast. And at the time, we wasn't ahead because we was booking out the studio. We didn't have our own studio, so we'd spend nights, bro. There's times Kai was leaving my house at 3 a.m.
Ridiculous.
just because we had to finish the pod. And AI wasn't even popping like that back
It
then.
was no autopod.
No autopod. We had to go through each pod, switch the cameras, make the trailers because we wanted to keep up the standard that we had. And it was a long graft.
Do you
and
remember?
I can see why a lot of men don't do it.
Yeah. Do you
I'll be
remember
real.
that? Do you remember that podcast? I don't know who it was with. I think it was either Zach or somebody else where we booked out the studio and we went over the 4 hours and it cut out mid podcast. The light cut out mid podcast.
Who was that for?
We felt like we lost the recording.
Yeah,
And
imagine.
then we got the footage and we had to pay for like another.
It might have been a dog.
We had to pay for another hour. How much was it? Like £20?
It's something like that. Yeah.
You have to pay another £20 for another hour. And then
it's funny because we didn't even need a whole other hour. We just needed like 10 minutes.
10 minutes. And then after we finished that, and then basically the audio was messed up and it was like, that's crazy now you're thinking about it. Pirate Studio was like our first real investment because we started from Fave's office. We was getting that for free. Things changed there. We had to move to Pirates. And then we got our own studio a couple months down the line. And we'll think about possibly still upgrading the studio. Like,
Facts. Yeah, man.
that felt like a while ago.
You know,
but that wasn't a while ago.
It feels like yesterday to me. Yesterday it feels like I was just in Pirates, parking up my car, saying, "Yo, let's film it." Like I've still got a video of you going in my boot and taking out the lights. I've kept it for some reason.
I've still got a video. I don't remember where the football was on. It was the Champions League, and we was recording it. I went to the pizza place, Pizza Point, because we used to go Pizza Point after the podcast and then make our way to your house to edit the podcast.
Sometimes it was Pepe, sometimes it was Pizza Point.
That's crazy thing, right? Because then again, I was still at uni at the worst time, so I was traveling from Worcester to Birmingham to come meet you, to head to the podcast, to record the podcast with you, help you edit it, boom, finish that at night, go home on a Sunday, get ready to go back to Worcester, ready to go uni on a Monday. It was ridiculous.
And then some weeks we had to get ahead. That's what we figured out. So some weeks we had to film more than one episode. So some days it was 2 episodes. And obviously that's like 4 hours of just talking to someone. And that can be draining. Obviously, you get hungry. Sometimes we even did like 2, 3 in a week, 4 in a week. 4 in a week, and we were just like banging them out. But yeah, bro, it took a lot of brain power.
I think though, when you think about it, it's definitely come to fruition because like I don't think when you check the snap memories, like we actually was putting in the work because we was finishing at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. A lot of people feel like, oh, it's just a podcast, but when you're the one doing the editor's job, the camera production's job, the interview job, the search team's job, now I gotta post it, now I gotta do the social media job, this job, thumbnail. When you and your partner are just a whole team, it's a lot of pressure because at the same time, you're doing the content creation for your side and your clients. And I'm still like YouTube trying to focus on university, and live my
facts, bro. Because it's like, we don't just do this because or else we won't pay ourselves to even continue this.
Facts.
Like it was just a lot, bro. It was just a lot.
What would you say for you is the hardest thing about doing this podcast?
The hardest thing? Apart from the money investment and not seeing something straight away, probably just the time. Because we do all the jobs ourselves, as you said. We post, we edit, we outreach for the guests, we set up the dates, we even do a Google Meet to make sure like the guest qualifies to even be on the podcast. And then obviously we come here, we set up. Yeah, bro, it's just a lot of time. When you think about it, how much stuff we could have done in the whole 40 weeks. When you think we've been running.
That's actually crazy you say that, because when I think about it, I don't really remember the Saturdays I've had to myself.
Exactly.
Or the Sundays, because it's like, you finish doing what you're doing in the week and you're like, Saturday and Sunday's covered. I know what I'm doing. Podcast.
Podcast,
That's it. I know what I'm doing. Like, ain't no time to go out.
I feel like I'm working 24/7.
It's 24/7.
It's funny though, because it doesn't feel like work a lot of the time.
I love it though.
Like, you come here on the weekends, you're like, yo, well, go on, freedom. Guest comes, nice chill podcast, maybe chill afterwards. It's like, it's fun. You get what I'm saying? But to a lot of people, it is technically work.
But it's like, it kind of is work, but it's like when you love doing what you're doing, like would I still be doing this if I wasn't getting paid? Probably not as much, but I'd still be
Yeah.
doing it. I would
Yeah,
still be
yeah,
doing it
facts.
because obviously if your value for us wasn't monetary, we've received value elsewhere. As I was saying, just having that connection with them, being able to learn from them. I think that's what's been the main thing that's kept us going, because from then on, like even when we're doing our trailers, we have to learn more to how to edit better.
Yeah.
The Project 50, we've only been putting ourselves out there since
Facts.
making the content. But we haven't finished that. I will finish that.
Selling.
Selling. Yeah,
Selling,
definitely. But like the stuff we've been able to do, like even sales, if we didn't do this podcast, I would have never been going into sales.
This is what I mean.
Never.
Imagine
ever.
we wouldn't have met a lot of people, bro. Deep it. Trist, you wouldn't have met.
Would have met Tris.
Would you have even DM'd him?
I would have had no reason to. I would have had no reason to.
This is what I'm saying. You wouldn't even have DM'd him, bro. It's mad. The connections, the networks just opened up and we're actually getting there. And you know what's mad? The fact that we've done this for like 40 weeks and not received a penny just shows how much we actually love it. I'm not going to lie.
Nah, because even
It
like
shows how much you love
when
it
people
still.
come in our studio and they're like, "Is this your equipment? Like, did you buy this?"
Yeah, facts,
Like,
facts.
Yeah, bro. Everything in here, we bought. Like this room is it's our room. Like
Facts,
that-
man.
we've invested a lot, man. That would say is like one of the massive things with this podcast. But as I said, like we've worked hard, and I'm proud of us. I'm proud of you,
My
my
bro.
guy. No homo.
Do you want to start with the questions?
Let's start with the questions. Yeah, some of you guys been asking us some weird questions.
Yeah,
so
but
we'll
we-
skip them ones.
Yeah.
but we'll keep some of the normal ones, innit?
Well, you guys sent some good questions. I'm not going to lie. There's a few. So let's begin. First one. What has been the most rewarding thing / experience from your podcast?
Ooh, that's a.
You want to go first or should I?
You go first. You go first.
The most rewarding thing.
Most rewarding
Okay.
thing.
You know what? There's two.
Two. Okay.
I felt this one. When we hit 1K subs and we were monetized and we could apply, I was like, oh my God, we did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we actually got there. A lot of men think, oh man, I need to monetize my pod now. Patreon. Jump on that. And now the podcast ain't even flowing. There's no free value for you guys to get on YouTube. But apart from that, it's the people that we've met
Facts.
and how much they actually just trying to help. And the fact that we're out here doing this, they respect it and they're trying to help us even more. I just think it's ridiculous though. Without the pod, a lot of people just wouldn't have no reason to speak to me.
Okay. I
You
see
know
what
what
you're
I'm
saying
saying?
there, yeah.
Like Daniel Moses, why would Daniel Moses need to speak to me? Unless I'm going to chat to him about editing, but he's already got a team. So the conversation would have flowed. Who else? Tris, Cam,
Bells.
even Stephanie,
Big episode.
Zach. Yeah, big episode.
Power couple.
Facts, Adara. Like all
Big
these
up.
people, they wouldn't have no reason. And we probably wouldn't have met a lot of them unless it was for like the Gen Z Awards or something.
Yeah. And it's
yeah.
crazy you say that because like they see the value we provide, because it's like even though we do the podcast, they know we do editing as well. So it's like we can work together in the future, and then just like that, you build a relationship. So yeah. So would you say those two are the biggest takeaways you've received from the podcast?
Yeah, I would say so. What would you say?
I would say first things first, the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Like eventually it's gonna become a point where if someone binge watches all our podcasts, we could write at least 5 things you've learned from that person's story and what you could apply to your own.
Facts.
Like Daniel Moses, great podcast. The way he talks about resilience and having that persistence to keep going through the challenges regardless of the ups and downs. There's so many things you could take away. Tris Taylor, the importance of obviously having that extreme mindset, like extreme results. It makes sense. Cam, what to do is start an agency, showing that it's possible for anyone to do it. Vows, don't let your situation define you. The guy was in prison. Now look at him making vows. Stephanie, habits and journaling. Like,
listen, when
Zach,
Steph came with that
trading.
episode-
We've had property, man. Like,
Adara social media
Adara social media
management.
management. Rosari, showing you can make your own academy. Kian, editing, 17 years old. to doing what
17,
we're
dropping
doing.
out of 6th form,
Like,
bro.
Like we've had man seize his own clothing brand as
Bro.
well. Gerald doing it all in video director.
Bro.
And there's Josh Cold Sweet in tech. Faith Black Bezos reselling tickets.
We have Marnie
Money Jazor.
Give me gold.
Give me gold. Yeah. Give me
Give me
gold.
gold.
Like we've had people
Bro,
on
there was
this
so
pod
much.
and like there's been value
So
there.
much,
So
bro.
I'd say the learning, just learn from these people and just forming a bond with them. So you have that network as well. And one thing, the good thing about obviously doing it on the podcast, how we can share it to other people of similar ages.
Yeah.
And I would say that's the second thing for me. Having that footprint that we benefited someone. Like when you see people give the comments, the good and the bad, it's knowing that you took part in someone's life, that they paid interest and they maybe learned something from you, or even give you some feedback to continue to improve. So like obviously when people say, yo, I've learned this from your podcast, or like I actually check out your podcast and I really enjoyed this episode, I'm like, wow. You watched that. You appreciate that, man. Like you learned this from that. And like, I think you just show that, I made some value in my time. Because like I said, I wouldn't be doing much if I wasn't doing this.
And you know what it is as well? I feel like if someone, when I was younger, if someone had a podcast like this, I'd be like, oh, these guys are actually doing it and they're young and they're telling me that I should start now. I'd probably start now.
Facts.
And then in a few years, I'd be like, bro, thank God I found these guys and I started now instead of later. Because, bro, the head start that you can have on a lot of men, like Kian's got a
good 5,
comfy
6
head start.
years.
And the best thing, he's not even slowing down. He's not like, oh, I'm comfy, man. I'm younger than you guys. He's still going as hard as us. Do you get what I'm saying? But
Kian's a big top dog. Because when I think of Kian, I think, what was I doing at 17, 18?
Yeah,
and I was like, I wish I started. And that's what I was saying. Kian's an inspiration, but like, smashing it, man. Big up Kian.
Let's move on to the next question. So, when am I coming on, G?
You sent that?
Now, this rapper from Bristol. Let me just talk about it. No. Let me just talk about it. So basically, if you do want to jump on the CEO of You podcast, all you need to do is either send us a DM or send us an email descripting your story and the reasons that you want to jump on. After that, we'll probably set up a call with you to learn more about it in depth. And then we'll set up a date either on that call or after the call. And yeah, we'll move from there.
All right, that's how it usually works.
That's how it usually works.
Especially like when we first started out, was doing a lot of outreach, but now we got to the point where we actually do have a platform with people dedicated to watching it. Obviously, there's value in that. So definitely just send us a message.
Also, don't send us individually. Send the podcast the message.
Yeah.
It'll just be easier that way. But yeah. Next question. What are your plans for the rest of the year?
That's interesting. Because I actually did it in-house with Tris and Cam in-house today. And they're talking about goals. And obviously, I've now finished uni, so my goals have changed. And I kind of noticed there's only three things I'm focusing on.
What are those 3 things?
The marketing agency, the podcast, and sales. That's
interesting.
Everything I'm doing. That's everything I'm aligned to do. I don't care about going out, meeting them, seeing them, doing that. Like, if you don't align with any of them three.
That's interesting. Now that I'm thinking, what are my goals, bro? I'm like...
I need to reiterate, so write it down.
I'm like, mine's the podcast, of course.
Big facts, CEO of You.
Then mine's my content agency.
Big up, AJ Media.
Which I've been thinking about a lot. We spoke off camera about the offers and all of that stuff. I'm like, yeah, we'll get into that. Then, obviously, there's my content. And yeah, bro.
And now sales.
And sales.
But hear this though. So we speak about this a lot, yeah?
Yeah, go on.
And Tris mentioned this to me, yeah? Focus on one thing. I think if we focus on the podcast, it would be great. Like, we have focus on the podcast, but don't get me wrong, we have ambitions of our own, like content creation, like we both can do YouTube. Do you think we would be much better if we done... Because right now, you just said your attention split. We spoke about it, it's like 50.
And that's 4 ways, bro.
4 ways. So what's that? 25%?
Yeah,
and I've mentioned mine's 33.3 recurring percent.
Yeah.
How much better do you think you would be if it was just 50% the podcast and 50% something else?
But this is what I said to you. I was like, bro, we can't actually keep doing everything, bro. Because I remember you came to me one week, was like, yo, I want to do this as well. I'm like, nigga, what happened to the marketing agency? You know what I'm saying? What happened to that? Like, now you've got 5 things, but don't add a 6.
Yeah, but this is what I'm also thinking, because it's like, so the reason why I haven't finished my Project 50 is because it's like this. I wake up in the morning, I sit on my laptop working on the agency, I then go to work, I get home at about 11 or 10, and then I'm thinking, crap, I got to do some reels. But throughout the day, I ain't been able to put my feet up or settle myself down. You know what I'm saying? Then by the time I set myself down, it's like 11 a.m. I'm like, damn, I got to get up in the morning to work on my craft. And then it's like, I'm trying to do too many things. And imagine now I sit down and I got to do the Project 50. I got to make a sick video. And then I want to try and make my YouTube video. I don't really know, because maybe you're trying to tell me my day should be planned exactly to like a T on a strict schedule.
I've thought about this, and this is advice that I'd give to anyone. Focus on one thing, two things max. Just because you'll reach your goals a lot faster.
So would you say for me to drop? I can't drop the podcast. The only thing I would drop is the marketing agency.
But this is what I mean. I was like, okay, now I've got sales, I've got the pod, I've got my agency, then I've got me. Which one would drop? The agency drops, I just lose income.
Big income, because you know.
And now I'm doing
to-
sales, earns me money. Then I'm going to be doing the podcast, doesn't really earn anything at the moment.
Dedicated to it.
Then there's my content. Two things ain't going to earn me. For the future, I enjoy both. And then sales earns me something. Because obviously you need to earn something to keep yourself afloat, alive. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And I don't really know, because I feel like
It's
the reason
tough.
why I want to create content, and I do want to just be able to walk around my camera, but it's like that time that's going to be done editing, it's that time that could have been put into actually something that could be earning me money, such as the agency, which is more like earning money.
Exactly.
Because it's like, you have to think, YouTube and content creation and podcast are two things that would they're delayed money.
But when it hits...
But when it hits, boom, you're set. And obviously, with, let's say, the agency and everything, you know exactly what you're doing. You could be making money within a month or 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
The YouTube and content creation is something long-term. You get what I'm saying? And obviously, to make something grow long-term, you have to be consistent with it. But because you have to be consistent with it, something jeopardizes. And it's like the two podcasts and YouTube separately. That's a lot of time to edit videos.
It is.
And obviously, that could have been time putting you to another income, such as an agency, which would have made you have 2 streams of income.
True.
Do you get?
I've thought about it.
But obviously, though, in a long term, the YouTube would present you with more opportunities.
More opportunities. It would probably even overtake the income that you've
Eventually,
made from the agency all the way up until you get paid from YouTube.
You could make more money from the YouTube and then maybe create an agency after that, because you have more time.
Exactly. And then you can outsource a lot of the work when it comes to YouTube, since you're getting paid from it. Obviously, yeah, it's
So what are your plans to end of the year? Because we still haven't said it. Because I think, if I'm being real, my 3 is just on the sales, becoming the best I can. I don't know how big that sale is going, but right now it's going extremely well. 22 sales in a week. I'm gonna let my nuts hang. But after that, after sales, the podcast, this is the baby. We nurtured this to the point now. And then the marketing agency, that's growing. We're getting started. So, and then the growing my own content. I know I need to do it.
You've put down the back foot, bro. You're selling, bro.
I'm selling. I'm big selling. He's been on my back.
Because it's always, I need to document. I'm like, nigga, document your journey, bro. This guy hit 22 sales in a week, broke the record, and then he's just not documented none of it. And I'm just
but you see what it is? It's the time, because actually, imagine walking doors the whole day and you're knackered, and now I'm gonna say I gotta go and sit on my laptop.
How many steps you do?
I mean, probably like, bro, imagine doing 2 laps for 4 hours, walking in the same area, knocking every door, having a same conversation, same pitch. Hey, how's it going? My name's Kai from Switch. You get what I'm fed up. That's the last thing I want to do. But nah, do you know what? Hold me accountable. I'm gonna do it.
I have been. You said it.
I did say I've actually edited the video.
And you said it, posted it.
No, it's coming out tomorrow. You'll see that one. But what's your plans for the rest of the 6 months?
Rest of the 6 months.
Big birthday coming up next month. Big up.
Yeah, facts, man.
It's
just a birthday, you know what I'm saying? It's
another blessing.
True. Anyway, my plans, focus on sales, get good at that.
Big up.
I still plan to stick with my marketing agency, content creation agency. My content that I still need to get on top of, because I want to focus on YouTube. It's YouTube where the bag's at. Like, short form's good.
Do you know
can
what it
get
is?
brand deals, but YouTube.
I think you should just stick to one, because the short form, it takes a while to edit.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And I think by the time you edited all them short form videos, you could have had a YouTube video.
It depends, though. It depends what the YouTube video is. You know what I'm saying? If it's like a vlog, bro, that vlog's the whole day.
Would you
the
do,
editing's like the whole day. That's like 2 days.
Would you do a vlog a week?
One vlog a week. What, of just a day?
Or like a YouTube video a week? Because, that Tam, I was saying.
Yeah.
She does one video a week, I noticed. And it's one video that's just action-packed. like 20 minutes, half an hour. But I'm saying that does make sense because you provide like basically like a week's worth of value in one video, and that's a lot easier to maintain.
Is it filmed in one day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Now I thought about it as well because I thought if sales does well, I might just go in on YouTube, bro.
You're gonna have to.
Because then I'm like, yo, let me just focus on my thing, bro. A week. But the thing is, I want to speed up the process. And the easiest way to do that, apart from throwing money at it, is doubling it, double your workload. Dropping 2 videos a week instead of 1.
But doesn't that mean more time?
It does.
More energy.
That's the issue.
But think about it, your time is already defined. Like so many, especially young people who have like so many things they want to do. And like you're trying to do too much at once to the point you forget about other things. Like for example, in your case, you have a girlfriend, bro.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna let that happen.
Forget.
And especially like your family gonna be like, yo, you don't talk to us no more.
Yeah, true.
Like, Mom, it's stuff like that, to be honest. But the thing is though, you have the ambition, so there's no doubt you can do it. I believe you can do it.
I believe you can do it.
But you have to remember that strict schedule though. Like,
but I'm telling you, I've been studying a lot of men that done YouTube, and I'm like, they've all just had a streamer income and focused on YouTube. That's it. And now it's just YouTube. And now YouTube's good.
But yeah, man. But
so you never know.
I think we need to do that though. To be honest,
Just
stick to one. I'm sure I said to you after Project 50, I'm not doing no more. Short form.
Yeah.
I'll probably do 1 or 2, but I'm sticking to
YouTube,
straight YouTube. Straight YouTube.
Don't blame you. Just film that video in the morning, get editing, man.
Done exactly that.
Anyway, let's move on because that was a bit of. it was a bit of.
Go on, man. Pick a good question. Not no.
Who did you learn the most from in your time being a YouTuber and 10K subs pending?
Who did I learn the most from?
Yeah,
being a YouTuber.
10K subs is pending, by the way.
Big up.
I know who asked this question, and I know the answer he wants to give.
Go on then.
Shout out to Boo Room.
Big up to Boo Room.
Because he called me one day and was like, yo, bro, I see you podcast, blah, 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 blah.
You watched it?
Yeah, he's seen it. He's watched it. He's like, oh, let me check it out. Let me give you some advice, some tips, because his channel was doing good.
Still is doing good.
Still doing good. He was like, yo, bro. Like, he roasted me. I was outside David Lloyd's. He was just roasting me, bro. He was like, this is shit. Not the actual content. He was like, the setup it was rough. We had shit in the background. The thumbnails, dead. Titles, dead. Descriptions, dead. Like, bro, you're lucky to even get 10 views on this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, okay, so how can I make it better? Because one thing, you can criticize me, I don't mind. But as long as you tell me how to improve it, I'm like, okay, cool, let's work on that. Then he gave me some tips. We worked on it, improved the thumbnails, improved the titles. He was like, yeah, they're getting better. I like it. And then here we are today. We hit 1K subs. Maybe without his advice, we'll still be slowly churning in the views.
Yeah, I think one thing as well, because like we haven't had a massive budget, we couldn't just throw money at this and that because none of us really works full time, and obviously you still had your commitments. I'm still at uni. I didn't have a full-time job, but I feel like now we're at the point. Obviously, 1K subs, the standard is definitely improving. But he was right though.
He was right.
Our thumbnails were shit.
Facts.
I remember Tris Taylor's one. We had
the quotes in the back,
the quotes in the back, and
that was camera sloppy, bro.
The camera mic was blocking
in his face. Sloppy.
Bro, we have learned, but it's all part of
it's all part of the
one podcast we had to record twice. Remember
who? Yeah, Shania Hale. Shout out Shania Hale. She jumping on.
When we forgot to press the record button.
That is mad though, because I'm sure I pressed it. But she was nice enough to
the video
re-record.
Yeah, the video when we lost the date. I lost the data footage.
This guy deleted footage.
Yeah. All of this is like a learning curve. Like we lost 2 podcasts. I had to pay £100 to get it back.
Facts.
Like we've come a long way, but it's like we have to make these mistakes to improve because we're still, how old are we? 22, 23. Imagine like give it a few more years time where we know exactly what we're doing to a T. We've accumulated more money. We'll look back on these memories like I'm glad we did that. Like that was
bro.
That was fun. And like Taburium's always invited CS. Shout out Courtney. he's always obviously big to sort of give me advice on the podcast, saying, you and AJ need to do more of this. And
Facts.
these man, like, the fact that these man see us, like, these young ones and look up to us and like, yeah, you man are doing your thing it's good to see that, man. Like, people looking out for
Facts,
it.
man.
But big up to Birim. Because he was right, though. Like,
He was right. And I'm like, yo, I'm thankful for that call, bro. I'm not going to lie. Next question. Biggest impact you think you've made with an episode?
Ooh.
I don't even remember writing this question down. Who asked
Biggest
that?
impact in the episode. All right, that's pretty easy for me.
Go on.
Oh, yeah. You don't know who? Have a guess.
Impact on us?
Oh, impact on us?
I don't know.
I thought it was like impactful episode. The one that's done the most impactful.
Okay.
Guess.
Stephanie?
Nah. Daniel Moses.
Ooh.
Bro, we literally reunited the whole of Nigeria. Well, not like reunited, but like the amount of people from Nigeria that were like, I know Daniel Moses. Oh my God, I know this guy.
This guy
commented on that picture, sending us thing. Yeah, I've seen this guy before. I'm just like,
I remember the guy in the comments was like, I went university with this guy.
Yeah.
I've lost contact with him.
Can you please put him in contact with us? I'm
like,
thinking, what?
No, just send him a DM,
episode,
bro.
But like the gas business, one about losing 150k in the oil company. People like, who is this guy? He's lying. Oh my God, is that true? Like,
facts.
People in Nigeria, like, if you know Nigeria, you know we don't pay insurance and all that. Like, that episode.
That episode was big.
But obviously, even behind the comments and everything, they understood the message of like, keep going. And be resilient in what you're doing, because he mentioned a few things, like obviously losing his business, driving the EV almost down, getting robbed and nicked, gun at chest point. Like, them episodes there, people that week, his week, the amount of comments and interactions we had with that.
And that was the week we went to like 30k on TikTok. And it was crazy.
And even the interview with Daniel Moses that we did on Instagram Live, and he was saying so much people, like a newspaper article contacted him from Nigeria. He done like a few news things, did a few more podcasts.
That was a very impactful episode, to be fair.
The thing a grown man telling us our platform has done that for him and for others. Like, sometimes I just feel like, yeah, whatever. But it's like, when you sit down deep, like, yo,
we're actually doing it.
like 700,000 people watch that. Like, imagine 700,000 people in a room.
In a room, how's that gonna work?
Exactly. You wouldn't dickhead. But like,
facts.
It's crazy.
That's a mad amount.
What about you?
I was gonna say
Stephanie.
Because I remember the comments, and even she was like, yo, people were contacting her afterwards saying like, oh, they really like the episode and they want help with like the habits and the procrastinations and the routines and all of that. I was like, oh, to think that was like the third episode? Second episode, and people were actually tuning in, listening, and then reaching out to her for her services. I was like, damn, that was a pretty big impact if you ask me.
I would say like, for like, you know when like Stephen Bartlett has like the professionals on in the field? I think that's how it was with Stephanie. Like, every time she opened her mouth, she spoke facts. Every single time. Like, she didn't come for jibber jabber, no building rapport or anything. It was just, to fix this, do that. To also fix that, do this. Like, she came on a serious note.
And she just knew everything, bro. There was like no cuts. It was like
just straight up.
Ask you a question, she replied straight away.
And even us, like, when we had related that with some personal issues, she's like, that's why.
Yeah. Bro.
That's why.
You know what? That's one thing I wanted to do. Well, we wanted to do with the podcast. Get experts on in their field, like Trist, sales and marketing expert. Yeah. Even though we did go through his personal route, but we did touch on sales and marketing, like an health expert, a sex expert, a mindset expert, what other experts out there, sleep expert.
We had Kieran on. He was more of a mindset guy, but obviously we only had one sign. But a lot of the stuff he speaks about men's mental health, like a 2-hour podcast. That was very enjoyable podcast. Facts. Even with Dan Jukes as well, millennial mentor. Like, we've had people on here with.
I feel like there's times I think our episodes should get more views, but I mean, the algorithm, man.
Yeah, talking about that, it's like,
it's the truth.
As a podcast host, you know, when we do these episodes and you think, oh wow, you leave that room feeling boom.
Yeah. banger of an episode.
Banger. And then you leave the room. Let's get editing this. Let's get editing this. And what did you after that? You press the post button. And how many views, actually?
I get 100 views in 7 days.
Yo, it's like, wow.
days.
We're in the room thinking that was great. And then we've had podcasts where we're like, this was all right. And then
It's done better,
it's
innit?
done way better.
It makes me think, maybe it's not as good as we think it is. Or maybe people don't find it as interesting as we found it. Do you know
I get
what
what
I'm
you're
saying?
saying. I don't really know, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Because the
I
video will
we
get
couldn't
views.
answer that.
The people would get views if they're interested in it. So, you never know.
I mean, it's interesting when we do these episodes because it's like we're grateful for them to come on, and obviously, as long as that value's just out there,
Like, it's still going to be on there.
someone's
So people
someone's
will
gonna learn.
still
That's
click
what
on
I'm
the
saying.
episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. We actually got a few. We need to blast through them. Would you ever go through a rebrand? What does that mean?
I mean, there's a few times we should have went through a rebrand.
To be fair,
We did kind of go through one recently with the typography and the colours
and
and
the
everything.
logo. Yeah.
The logo.
We got rid of the blue.
Got rid of the
We
blue
got
because the
rid of
blue
the
was
blue.
just
That was just kind of random.
it was just in there. I mean, that's
it's a
part
nice
of,
blue. But
I mean, that's part of learning though, because it was
Facts.
like when we came in, who did we ask about it? Jarrell?
yeah,
And Jarrell was like, why the fuck do you guys even have blue?
Yeah.
If you don't even,
I was like, okay.
Yeah, fair
Alright.
enough. But I guess that's all like us learning, right? So
Facts. We was gonna change the name as well, but we couldn't think of a name. Like we did what CS told us to do, and the only other name. You guys can steal it now. It's gonna be out here. The only other name that I came up with was like, in charge or chart. I don't even know. It was shit.
It's something,
In control or something.
in
It was
control.
something.
What was our first name we was gonna say? Better than yesterday.
Better than yesterday.
That was the perfect.
Yeah, I can't lie. That name was hard.
But somebody already had a YouTube, massive YouTube channel.
Yeah,
with
like
that.
2 million subs.
So it's like,
Yeah.
but I still think our name, obviously, CEO of you, being the boss of yourself, taking control of your own
facts,
life.
yeah.
I love that name. Even though like there's a lot of CEOs like CEO Cast, CEO. Even though I don't believe it'll always be in a shadow, I believe eventually.
Yeah, we'll come to that.
Yeah,
We'll come to
and
that.
obviously, I just feel like the name's us, man. Like
Facts.
the rebrand as well. What do you think about a rebrand? Do you think we need a rebrand?
The only thing we would rebrand at the moment is the studio set.
Big
I
up.
think we've spoke about this anyway.
The studio set, I would say definitely. I think now we're at that level, and especially with the support of the people watching at home, we can build a team.
Facts.
So we can have a lot less hands-on and focus on the stuff that actually matters within the podcast.
Facts.
And that's just part of, as you said, the journey. Like, it's only been 9 months. Like, imagine the next 9 months, the next 6 months.
Imagine the next 3 months when we hit the year mark. Bro.
Yeah, like.
And then we follow with some of the guests. Because I know Zach's doing well,
Zach's
that
doing
new
well.
apartment, bro.
Exactly. They're in Birmingham as
Yeah,
well.
facts. I think he's around the corner.
He's
bro.
around the corner, yeah. Living next to Nero, I think, around them size.
Something like that.
Yeah, like, still got Nero to come on. Nero, you probably watching this, because you did say you watch our podcast, so.
Nero. Nero.
Like, there's still a lot more people to interview. But
Facts.
next question, my guy.
Would you do solo episodes with just one of you and a guest, or an episode with just you two?
We
That's
did actually.
interesting.
The episode was just us two.
Basically, would we do a solo episode with like you interviewing a guest? I'm not there. Or would you do an episode with just me and you?
I would only do it if you fully couldn't make it and we had to do the episode.
Yeah.
Like,
But to be fair, that happened
we did
once.
do that with Marnie when I had surgery, I should say.
Yeah, he couldn't move out his bed.
yeah,
I
I
had to do the
couldn't.
interview by myself.
That's still
Different
on our channel.
experience.
Yeah, I wouldn't say if it was like you couldn't make it and that person obviously still come, I wouldn't do it. But obviously, everything. This isn't just my podcast; it's our podcast.
Facts.
You get me? So I don't think I'd see myself ever doing an episode without you.
Plus, we are planning. That's
No,
cute.
no homo.
We are planning to drop episodes by ourselves, just like this. So you will be seeing more of us. Next question. Don't know why I wrote that one down. But
What does that say?
you remember who said that?
Yeah. That's in like,
Yeah,
Oh,
anyway.
Kian.
What entrepreneurial ventures are you currently carrying out / looking into?
That's interesting. So I'm not gonna get too much into it. Obviously, the marketing agency. I feel like marketing and sales are things I've been learning. Like I would have never done sales if I hadn't spoken to the people on the podcast.
True.
Now making basically 1K a week minimum.
Healthy.
Healthy. Stepping comfy. Like,
And
you
it's
get
funny,
what I'm saying?
you could have been making that when you were like 17.
When I
bro.
was 17.
There's actually no age.
If you are listening to this podcast right now, you want to take one thing, even though I'm just getting into it and I'm seeing the benefits so early, get into sales.
And just be resilient.
Get into sales.
I'm getting into it.
He's getting into it. And when next episode when he says, I just made my first 1.2 this week. Yeah, don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't tell you. What was the question again?
It was what entrepreneurial ventures are you carrying out?
Sales and marketing eventually. I'd like to move to remote closing where I can still work on my own business and the podcast.
I feel like that'll be less time consuming as well. And you'll probably make more.
And obviously because you've had basically, I would say direct marketing through sales in D2D, door-to-door knocking. That is a war zone in itself. Yeah. So imagine mastering yourself in a war zone and moving to something where it's more relaxed environment where the warm leads as in they're coming to you.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is
that should be a lot easier, isn't it? Once you've mastered the skill of turning cold to warm and then closing them.
Interestingly enough, so as you know, I've been doing door to door for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you, I went on this guy's door and obviously...
he told you about Microsoft.
Yes, obviously I managed to keep him at the door longer than people from Microsoft in the meeting kept him. And he was like, he don't even think they've done a day of door-to-door sales. But you see what I'm saying? Like, imagine now you take these skills that you're learning currently right now in the hardest place and apply them in the easier places through like an online meeting where you know the routines and everything. You'll be all right. Because they always say, like, whenever I met a sales guy on the door and he's like, I used to do sales. He goes, you're doing the hardest one. I'm like, yeah, like, I wouldn't be surprised if in a few years when I'm doing B2B, I'm 10 times better than everyone else.
Did they buy a few?
Yeah, and they know that I get my commission at the end. So, like, because when I put the number and everything, they're like, oh, mate, you get your commission at the end of this. Yeah, how much is it?
Do you tell them?
Yeah, of course I tell them. I was like, yo, it's this. And that's what they said. Yeah, you need to get in B2B. It's business. It's a bigger, I could imagine, bigger commission, bigger products. Yeah. How about yourself? Your entrepreneurial ventures.
Obviously, I'm getting into sales.
Big up.
Still doing my content creation agency.
Big up.
And this time it's going to be less hands-on for me for the agency. I'm going to have a team of editors carrying out the work. That's how it should have been in the first place. But you know what? Sometimes it's hard to let go of the creative like control. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to have to trust someone to edit this client's video to a good standard. And not mess around after like the 5th video. They're going to have to keep the standard high, which means I'm going to have to check it and all of that stuff, but something I'm going to have to get used to.
I got a question for you, yeah? So obviously you are basically like the head of the agency, pause. Basically at top. Pause again. Basically like the manager of this agency. Basically the manager of the agency, yeah? Like you oversee the whole thing.
Yeah.
How would you get to the point where you don't do nothing, you just collect your check, but you are in charge?
You would just have to outsource all the work, even to the appointments.
But what happens if you said the obviously the creative side and quality control, but you still need like a manager to control that. But what happens if you just paid someone to come manage everyone else, and all you did was just manage them? Oh, that's what you're looking.
Yeah, that's the end goal, basically.
Okay, that's it. How long do you think that would take?
It depends how fast I can get there.
So how much?
Possibly. If the money rolls in.
I can do that by the end of the year. The money is gonna come.
Bring in a team. VAs. Appointment
overseas.
Closers.
Yeah. Closers, do that yourself.
Do that yourself? How about you do it?
50%, 20%.
I said 50,
30%, 20%. Something like that.
All right. Apart from sales, other ventures, content creation, and if you want to call YouTube a venture, you can call that.
Yeah.
And obviously the podcast. Yeah.
But the podcast been our main one.
Facts.
Like, yeah, I say I'm proud of us, man. Like the thing we actually just took initiative and did it. Like
facts.
It's great.
Right. Would you rather $1 million on YouTube or £1 million? What would you do with it?
Put that million in my bank. As easy as that, man. Put that million in my bank. Why? Because if anything, that million, I would use that on the podcast.
I was thinking the same
I would use that on the
bro.
podcast, and then I wouldn't be surprised when I hit $1 million.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, bro. I'm thinking, yo, if I have $1 million in my bank, bro, the studio set would be mad.
It makes the most sense.
Stephen Bartlett's editor, you're coming on my team, bro.
I'm talking 2 podcasts a week, bro. Build a team up. We actually have people obviously doing the research for us, and patting it down, give us a debrief.
Guests, come on. You want to be paid? Take that.
Train, travel cost, plane flight. Well, we know we're getting 2 million views at the end of it. That's covered for you.
See us in Dubai, interviews. You know what I'm saying? The milli would come. You just need the funds. The more money you throw at something, the faster it's going to grow.
The faster it's going to come. Let them know.
Bro, let's move on.
That was an easy one.
First, let's move on. If you're on the dole, would you buy a dinger from Chris and Ben?
Fucking hell.
I don't even know what that means.
I mean, that means if you're broke. On the dole, yeah, I'm sure that means like benefits or something. Would I be like, would I buy a dinger from Chris and Ben? Yes. I'll be like them single moms and buying dingers off you guys. 100%.
Shout out Chris and
Shout
Ben.
out Chris and Ben.
Your stories are actually inspiring. Loved hearing them. Thinking you should share.
Okay.
All right.
I feel like we spoke about it briefly in a few podcasts besides our first podcast. Where would we like to start? You first, because we've mentioned it a few times.
Where does my story
Well, we got like the new viewers as well, so they probably don't even know unless they've gone back and watched
the first episode.
Yeah.
All right, where would I say my story started? So obviously, I was born.
Wow.
Yeah,
just
I
spawned.
was actually born in Jamaica. Came here when I was 1, so it was I'm basically British. You know what I'm saying?
You are.
Grew up and I discovered YouTube actually, and I was like, yo, I want to be a YouTuber. And all the kids, obviously, you want to make gaming videos. So I can't even remember how. Somehow I got Minecraft to work on this dead-ass PC, recorded it, uploaded like 2 episodes of a playthrough, like a walkthrough of Minecraft, like cutting down the trees, everything, building the shelter. And then it was actually getting views because YouTube was in its early days. Bro, at least got like 100 views in a day. I was gassed. But then I was like, oh shit. Like I was actually scared.
Was you talking in that video?
Yeah, bro.
So you had like a mic on and it was recorded.
The mic was shit though, but
you was recorded like stampy face style. Like, hello guys.
Yeah, bro. I had like the proper YouTube voice on. Do you know when you're kids and you just put on that YouTube voice? Yeah. Anyway, had that on. Then I was like, oh, I'm actually scared. Like this is on the internet. I haven't even told my parents, so I got scared. Deleted the channel. What? And then a few weeks later at school, this girl said, do you have a YouTube video? I'm like, I felt like I heard your voice. I was like, no. What are you talking about? I'm like, that's deleted, you get me?
Yeah.
But yeah, moved on from that and then just went through life as normal, bro. Just started living a normal life, went through school, met Kai, met all the guys, played football. Then I was like, am I going to pursue football? I'm actually just going to go for education. Went for education, still play football on the side. Then the football team detached from my 6th form. Stuck to education, went to uni, normal, discovered videography and editing in 2nd year. Uni went on the back foot, sports science went on the back foot. And then I just started meeting interesting people, Faith, JV, Marnie, started doing videos, introduced me to their network and just network expanding. Kai was like, yo, what are you on? I'm like, yo, jump on, bro.
Next thing you know.
Started the podcast, still doing video and editing, met a lot of interesting people, found out about sales. Kai got into sales.
Jump on, Ajene.
Put me onto sales. He was like, yo, jump on, bro. I made da-da-da this week. Huh? Swear down. Swear down. Yeah, I'm a jump on. What? All I got to do is be resilient and just learn. Yeah. I could do that. Yeah. Say no more.
That's what I'm
saying. I'm willing. I'm willing. And yeah, the story's here. It's just sitting on the pod. Obviously, there's more than that, but it's a long.
Another episode will do this. It's always been interesting though, because I've always seen you as the YouTube guy. Like that's because think about it from the AJ one when he was doing the reaction videos. Like I actually watched the full videos. Like and I was like,
you know what's funny? If
even
I carried on with that, I would have been monetized, bro.
You would have been monetized.
That Tinder video was mad,
because you get like 3K views.
Bro, I think it's past that now. You know,
bro.
And there's comments on there and everything. Happened? You know what it is? It was a lot, and I was just like, are people even watching my videos? It's only when I stopped, I've seen like people were still clicking on the videos and watching and leaving comments. I was like, oh, I really should get back to it, but then I started doing stuff to make money. And then creation went on the back foot. Ended up slacking off.
Do you feel like that's the benefit of why you should start younger?
Yes.
When you start younger, you don't have these.
You don't have responsibilities. You ain't got no bills, bro. You can just start doing creation. It might be dead at the start, but people are still gonna watch. It's crazy. People are still gonna watch. You're gonna get better. People are gonna watch you get better. They're gonna share you with their friends, and you're just gonna grow.
Yes, that's facts though, because like I don't think like now we've got these monthly expenses. It's like, damn, now I gotta do shit to make money. And what is our money? These times of money, we need time. By the time you earn that money to pay everything, that time's gone now. You can't do the videos. Yeah, man. But like, I think though you did smash it with, even when you're doing the videos with like the mandem that you should know.
Yeah.
The videos there were good. Like you was.
I was trying to get
you
them
was
together
you was
more
consistent.
often.
You was consistent with it for a bit as well.
Yeah, I was trying to get them together more often, but it was a hassle.
But you should be proud though, because think about it now. This year, you've made content, as in short form, like because you wasn't making. Well, I don't think you was making content last year. Like this year for 7
what's
months,
funny
you
as
made
well?
content.
I've got 2 TikTok pages in it. I've got like the tech one and my creation one.
Yeah, you never speak about how wild them videos. Because oh my god, you was on TikTok doing the Ronaldo videos and everything.
Yeah, I was on TikTok before. The videos were going crazy. I went back on that account the other day and I was scrolling through. I posted a clip of one of my YouTube videos. Can't remember what I was even doing. That video had like 700K views. I was like, huh? Excuse me? I was like, what? I was like, damn, maybe I should have carried on, bro. Like,
but those just more normal videos, like reaction, just chilled.
Yeah,
videos.
bro.
But then you made the switch to tech.
Yeah.
Could you do both?
Probably could, but I don't know, man. There's something about tech. I've always wanted to do tech, and I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I told you when I was with S,
a certain girl
back in the day.
Say that, yeah.
I was like to her, you know what? I want to do YouTube. I want to do tech videos. She's like, nah, don't do that. I was like, damn.
My twist.
That
My twist.
I was like, right, is that bad? Just never did it, bro. And I'm thinking that was back in like 2017, 16, something like that. Imagine if I started.
How big you would have been?
I'd be like what's his name? MKBHD. You probably don't even know.
I don't know.
Nah, you probably would know his face. Like,
or that guy he posts every day about tech. The one that got the Tesla. That guy.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Or like
Chevron like that.
I like Chevron's videos.
Chevron's a big inspiration.
Big because from JA as well. But
yeah, out in Canada, I'm thinking, yo, I need to take a trip to Canada and America stores.
Do you remember we met them people from the hotel from Canada at the Duke's Hotel in London?
From Canada?
Yeah, they were on holiday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that's all come from this podcast. Like being able
facts.
A guy from Dubai shout us out, bring us to the London hotel to record his event. Like, and we recorded a podcast with him. Like value exchange, man. Like,
facts. And the way I see Chevron living, bro, I'm thinking tech videos are the way, bro. If you actually enjoy what you're doing,
would you make camera videos?
Maybe.
If you had a bigger budget, because you got to buy the camera. So
yeah, this is what I'm saying.
I know them when I think, you know, when people see them cameramans on videos, I know that everything in that room is just bread.
Yeah,
the lens, 6 bills, 3 bills, 4 bills, the camera.
I probably would make them videos. Like, say I got a new lens, I'll make a video about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I probably, at this point, I'm not going to go out my way, buy this lens just to make a video on it because the budget is not budgeting.
So what's next in your story? Because you're still only 22.
What's next?
Like, think about it. Like, really and truly, we should define our goals one more time to the point where we're 25. You know what we still want to achieve.
25.
Yeah, because I've just finished uni now, so I'm
income off YouTube.
Mad. Big up.
Income off YouTube. That's tech and lifestyle. Oh, I could see the
Is
lifestyle.
Is that Chevron as well?
Yeah,
tech and lifestyle. Yeah.
Bro, I'm gonna send you some of his posts. I think, yo, this guy's just too clean with the posts, bro. It's too clean. Anyway, tech and lifestyle YouTube. Then we got the podcast. That's at 25. That's all I'm gonna need. The agency, I don't know. That's it. That's genuinely it, bro. At 25, that's where I better be.
I hear that.
If not, it's gonna be something like sales and podcast, or something.
But
I don't
sales
know.
and podcast, you'll be earning hopefully the passive income side from building the team.
Yeah, will be something like that. It'll be one of them. I feel like YouTube would always be there though.
I feel like sales is gonna be quick, but that's why I feel like to the point.
Yeah. So sales
you'll get there
faster.
quick.
Sales,
but obviously with the YouTube, I feel like you get to the point you're so comfortable, you just bring the camera and just in the sales office today, training, set the camera up, do the training. People know you, and then from then you build your portfolio, build a course.
You know what? That's what Chevron used to do with he used to have like a job. I don't know what he used to do, marketing or something.
Yeah.
Social media. And he used to just bring his camera in. He used to have to go into the office and work. And I'm like, yeah, this guy is dedicated.
I was thinking that because when I brought my camera, that's my man to record it. Everyone in the office was like, why you record it? I'm like, bro, eventually one day I'm gonna put this on the Instagram and be like, yo.
Yeah, actually, that's why you recorded.
Yeah, imagine 2-3 years time now when I've fully mastered sales or whatever, like basically done really well. And you watch that first video to how I first started in my first speech, like the skills I learned then, 3 years now. And imagine now I'm thinking about, you see my journey in sales. I've provided so much free value. I'm gonna compact it into like a 5-day course or like a course. You're gonna trust me because
Hard.
I've been doing that shit. And that's why obviously you get onto me about documenting, but I've always had it on my mind.
Yeah,
I
you
want
need
to
to step on
document
it, bro.
everything, bro.
But enough of my story, though. Tell me yours, bro.
Tell me also, just like you, I was born, spawned in this world.
And like,
My mum loves me. I would hope so. But yeah, just what I said, spawned in this world. Growing up through school and everything, obviously I was kicking ball. As you know,
Big baller?
I was big baller. I was pretty good at football. I can't lie. And then obviously went through school, finished that just like any normal person. And then obviously decided I want to pursue football a bit more. I don't really know what I wanted to do after school. I can't lie.
yes.
I always just want to kick football. And as long as I was around sport, I'll be all right. Football had a lot of opportunities. Trials with Coventry, Warsaw, Birmingham, and there was another one, West Brom.
I was going to say.
West Brom. Obviously, at that time, I probably would have had a scholarship if it was like first year or anything like else like that. But because I'm in my third year, it was like get a pro or that's it. For me, I don't feel like I had that mindset to be a pro. Like I wasn't as resilient, or it was just football to me. And by the time girls are coming around, girls are coming around, and obviously you're going out partying. Distractions are a thing. Like you're gaming. I'm actually loving this shit. Like, so that just fell off, and then university. So university, I think is interesting. University was obviously still the same. Partying, fun, living life, going out with friends and stuff. But then I hit the point because someone said to me I was really good at games, and I should let people know.
You were actually good at games.
Like I
was good as well, but you was good.
I was ridiculous at.
You was good.
Was it Cold War? Cold War.
Yeah.
Like I was ridiculous,
cool.
and I think that's when I took the first initiative to start my YouTube channel. HD Angry Face. HD. If you guys go on YouTube, search for HD Angry Face.
Video still there?
Yeah, all of it's still there. So you would see how I started this YouTube stuff. I literally started on. That was it. It wasn't before I started on PS4 or PS5. I started on COD Mobile. Do you remember the video?
Them videos are hard because I was watching. I was like, should I download COD Mobile?
COD Mobile. Oh my! I was playing it on the train with my boy Mars, and I was dropping like 100 kills. That when COD Mobile just first came out. I could have been a COD Mobile YouTuber.
Man was playing on 5G Wi-Fi.
COD Mobile was when I thought like, wow, I'm sick at this game. Obviously, I sold my PlayStation before that. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna take this serious. I've done a few videos. They went well. Like I was getting 242 views. I'm thinking, bro, I thought COD Mobile video. That's mad. I'm like, fuck that. I want to go back to gaming. So I bought a PlayStation. Started playing Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War. I was smashing it up on there, getting like 100 kills, posting videos. And then from then on, I don't know what happened. Like I just didn't. I started streaming a bit. Like I invested into it. Like I got the laptop, the MacBook, obviously to edit. I had the lights, the station. Like I had the whole. Remember, I had the whole setup. Like I was all in, but I was more interested in playing the game than I was editing it. So that was one of the downfalls. And then from then on, after uni, like I just kind of didn't want to be normal. I just didn't want to be normal. I want to be normal. I mean, settle for mediocrity, as in you finish university and that's it. Or you just study university, you just go out, drink, party, get drunk, and that's normal. I didn't want that to be my normal. And then the only person in my group I could see who's doing something not normal was obviously yourself. And that's when I hit up AJ. Like, AJ, what you doing? Like, what you doing, my guy? Like, you're over there with the cameras. You're doing this. Like, yo, what's going on over there? You get me? Let me dip my toe over there. See what's going on. And I remember we linked up. I pulled up to your house, and I think you was having a barbecue at the time.
Yeah.
You was having a barbecue. And you had your family around, and we were just talking, and then we was just like, yeah, sounds good. And
that's when the weekends were free.
That's when the weekends. That's when the weekends were free, and it was like. Before I went to Marbella, because we had to make a plan for Marbella. So like just coming up to my final year of university. No. This was probably last year. It all started last year. Yeah.
It was in second year.
The second year, yeah, because my final year.
Yeah.
Because last year. So yeah, literally. Just like that, we met up, and then I was like to AJ, yo, let's do something for ourselves. Let's start a podcast. Like, we can keep learning. I learned to edit as well, and then obviously you helped me with that, and then I carried on learning by myself, and then from then on, like the podcast was.
For the record, how long did it take you to learn to edit?
I don't think it took me that long.
Yeah,
Because I learned from you in person, then I was just watching YouTube videos after that.
Yeah, bro.
Like, it didn't take long to edit, but obviously as I've gone throughout time, you just start to learn stuff by yourself. But yeah, that was it. Like I really took initiative with you. Like we said, we was all in. Like from signing my PlayStation to getting a camera to knowing every Saturday we're doing this. Like no matter what the plan is, like we're not. Sorry, boys, can't link you, man. I got someone to go see. Like
the PlayStation had to go.
The PlayStation, like for me, was obviously the biggest distraction, and like. From learning, obviously, about basically investing in your self-development from the people coming on with it, like remove distractions, your environment is everything. That's when like shit really happened for me, like podcasting. And only this year, like I uploaded my first, I've always worried about putting my face on the net. Like I've always been that guy. I managed to just put myself out there.
Finally.
Do YouTube. Obviously, I've made the one video, like be able to do this podcast every week. Me on camera, see it so comfortable. Like, it's just the beginning, and I'm so grateful and thankful that it all started with a simple text to AJ, and then AJ, let's do a podcast, and here we are. Like, it's not normal because what we're doing is amazing. The stuff we're doing, like, if we never started this podcast, I would have never got into sales. If we never started this podcast, you would have never met all these people we've had on. We have never been able to give you guys all this value, like, and just remember, 2 people from university. He just said, "Yo, fuck getting drunk every weekend," or some shit like that.
You can just do whatever you want.
You can do whatever.
Because I think to myself, if we start to streaming, probably would have worked.
I reckon we would have been 6 streamers. Yeah, 100%.
So, you know what I'm saying?
I reckon we still could go and do that, but I don't have the time.
Yeah, facts. I think to myself, I probably will go back to streaming.
Do you know what? I reckon if I get I told you to mention about buying a PC eventually sometime.
Yeah.
I reckon if I get a full PC and I've found out what I want to do fully and I can commit to it, I'll go back to streaming again.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But I'm saying right now I couldn't.
Nah, not right now.
I couldn't do that right now.
We're already busy head to toe, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying right now my story, I would say I'm just currently just grafting like tunnel vision focus. And
who would you like on the pod? Top 5 can be celebs or influencers.
All right, easy.
Go on.
Lana Rhodes, simple. Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, Cristiano Ronaldo, Sui, and after that, the man himself, the man who started it all, Stephen Bartlett.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine, I'm saying Dave. Just cause everyone's like, wow, why Dave? I'm like, yo, he's never really spoken about his story. Like, yeah, he raps about it in his music and all of that. But imagine a podcast with Dave, bro. Santan. Anyway, after Santan, probably be like Stephen Bartlett. I said David Goggins. That is his name, innit? He's gonna carry the boat.
He's gonna carry the boat. Yeah. They don't know me, son.
Who else is there? Tate, and there's one more. I'd probably say Ronaldo as well. Something along them lines. Or maybe Tristan.
Tristan Tate?
Yeah.
You can't say Tate and then not specify which one of the first time.
True. Yeah. And Andrew and Tristan.
Andrew, Tristan Tate. Yeah, big up.
Last question. Are you single? I'm joking.
Yes.
That is a question though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a question. Yeah, I am single.
Do you
Ajene?
I'm not single, bro.
You're a married man.
I'm married, bro. Leave me alone.
Big facts.
Do you believe in aliens?
Do you believe in aliens? The fuck? Hell no.
You don't believe in aliens?
I mean, I don't know what to believe. I'd rather just not fast with it.
I believe there's aliens. I don't really think too much into it. There's a time I used to watch documentaries about space and other planets and all of that shit.
Give me 2 more questions.
2 more questions.
2 more questions, yeah.
Aside from yourself, who do you do what you do for?
Ooh. 1, myself. I have to put emphasis on that, myself. Even if you said not to, myself.
Okay.
Secondly, my brother. I don't believe, when I think about it in my family, I've really had a male role model like, yo, I want to be like you. And obviously, because my brother's dad's not really in the picture, I'm the next best thing he looks up to. So I think setting that male example for Imari, like he can watch all these videos, watch all of my videos and be like, cool, I'm going to do this, I'm going to learn that. And plus he has literally contact with me. I can say, this guy here, you can learn through that. Watch his videos, or I got his number, give him a call. He'll sort something. You get what I'm saying? Like being able to say, I can put you on stuff, like, bro, like, you'll be all right, is my brother and my mom as well, Marie.
Man, like,
Annoying, but
Yeah,
I love
like-
my mom. Get like what?
I said man, like, and I'm like, shit, man.
My mom, man. She loves me. I love her. And
I love her too.
big up. I like to give her everything she deserves. Facts.
Very similar.
Too
to
many
my
men
answer.
want to give a next girl that they don't, like, take her here, there. Yo, you ain't even took your mom there.
Facts,
I'd rather take my mom there still.
facts.
And that's what I had to learn. You have to learn it the hard way, but yeah, my mom deserves more.
Anything else?
Nah, just them two are the main people I roll for.
So aside from me, who do I do this for? Make it simple. I do
Your
this
wife.
for family, bro. And technically, she even comes under that now. So it's
Yeah.
like, I just do this for family. Mainly because growing up, I'm like, yo, no one was ever kind of like, yo, do this. It was kind of just follow the system, education. But I'm like, how are the man driving Lambos? How are the man living so lavish? Why are we struggling, bro? It's something's not clicking.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, I should have kind of listened. No disrespect. If that kind of led you to the situation you're in, I'm kind of trying to take us out of that. You know what I'm trying to say? So I do it for them, man. I'm like, I need to actually show them, like, yo, internet money is real. It's possible. And we're going to live good. So family, bro.
I think it's interesting as well. We both
And my kids.
and your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
I ain't got kids yet. Just but and my
So
kids.
I don't know if it's just weird, but sometimes I do think about my future kids.
Yeah, of course.
Like I'm excited for you. Like
Facts,
it
bro.
sounds weird, but yeah, I'm excited for the kid. Like yeah, man. But one thing I did learn is that I actually do want to get kind of married before I have a kid.
Better start searching.
Searching. Nah, I need to get my money off it. How can I give a woman a ring if I can't even give myself a yard just yet?
Man's gonna get married at 35. Kids at 37.
Married at 30.
Married at 30.
I mean, I can't define that. We'll see when it happens.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We'll see when it happens. Married whenever.
Any more questions?
Go on, give me one more.
One more.
One
Say
more.
no more.
The people have been listening to us.
Ooh, when's my pod dropping?
Never. Never.
Nah, Kevin said
Nah,
that.
don't worry. Oh, Kevin said, oh, yeah, Kev, yeah, your thing's coming. By the way, guys, if you have recorded a podcast with you, don't worry. It's just in the backlog. Soon drop.
How to get started with your own podcast? That's a good note.
That's
to
a
end
very
on.
good question.
Go on.
How would you do that?
Get started on your own podcast. I would say, yo, if you want to get started, I would save up a bunch of funds first.
Mhm.
Buy your own equipment,
Mhm.
just to save you the hassle.
How much?
How much to save up?
Mhm.
I say save up 1.5.
Yeah.
Buy the roadcaster, buy the mics, the stands, whichever stands you need. Buy a couple lights. Oh, you need cameras? Well, if you ain't got a camera, that already goes up to like $3,000.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe $3,000 if you ain't got the cameras.
That's mad. How much do you think we've invested in this?
It's mad because technically the cameras are an investment, but they're our own.
Yeah. How much do you think we invested in all this?
$7 bills.
Lens.
The roadcaster's like a bag, mics, 100 each. Then the room's like £300 a month.
I've had this for about 5 months now.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. I'll say save up, invest. Obviously, you can even just start the podcast in your house, bro. As long as you got the lights, I think everything will look nice.
Really and truly, you can start a podcast from your phone if you have like a
Yeah,
decent phone, like
you
an
can,
iPhone
you can use your
14.
phone camera. Just
Yeah,
get a
just make-
tripod. You're good.
Make sure the file format's a bit lower though, so you don't take up too much space.
Yeah, facts.
So obviously move from 4K to maybe just 1080, at
1080.
30 frames.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say what Ajene said, just save a bunch of money, 3K for cameras, maybe even 2K if you just get the one camera.
Yeah. One angle's all right.
Learn how to edit.
Oh yeah, that will save you a bunch
That
of
will
money.
save you a bunch of money because obviously there is stuff out there. Autopod,
Yeah.
use that obviously to speed up the pod. If you don't want to drop a mad trailer,
Then
you
that's
can
pretty
just
much all you
yeah,
need.
you can add clips together and yeah, I wouldn't say it takes a lot, but obviously when you do it week in and week out, then that's when you start to because like if we was doing this individually, like you had your own podcast time, this would be difficult.
Oh, very difficult. Especially if you didn't know how to edit yourself. I
Yeah.
can see why it's so long because then you'd have to pay editors.
And then that's just a
when they
whole
get
new
so
expense. So like I would say learn to edit. If you can, find someone who's just as motivated as you to want to push it and you know you both want to learn. That way you can both grow on the journey together. Cause it's like me and Esther growing on the journey together. He's branching out to do his thing. I'm branching out to do my thing. Still making money together.
Facts.
Still learning together, but we're also planting seeds for ourselves. Like,
Facts.
and obviously, not a lot of people do that. I don't really know any friends who are proper.
I don't either. I'd also
really
say
like that together.
I'd also say learn about thumbnails on YouTube because they matter so much. If you want to distribute your podcast, I think it's called Podcasters now. It's by Spotify.
Yeah, by Spotify now.
It's free. You can distribute to all platforms like Apple Music, all of that stuff, Google Podcasts, whatever. I'd say pick a niche, what you're going for. It'll just be easy for you. And decide if you're going to have guests or not. It would just make things easier. That way,
It would save you a lot of time if you had no guests, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it would save you a lot of time. You don't need to organize stuff. And if it was just like you and a friend doing a pod, bro, you can start.
And also, if you're gonna do a pod, please don't be one of the people chatting shit.
Yeah,
please.
first
There's some sense in them, man. Because
there's already enough of that.
yeah, podcasts are getting bad names for. Yeah, what's the comment they say? Podcast mics needs to be more expensive.
Podcast mics need to be more expensive.
Yeah.
Everyone has a mic nowadays. What else did they say, bro?
Yeah, but obviously, if you're chatting that foolishness, when you get that backlash, don't be surprised. Like, don't get me wrong, chat what you want to chat about, but just just know what you're doing, innit? Just know what you're doing.
And don't let the hate get to you on TikTok. Make sure you post all your content on TikTok. I'd recommend a video podcast just because you can post it on TikTok. People from TikTok will go on YouTube or Spotify, check out your podcast. You good. If it's just audio, you can do that, but you can't really do that because they're not going to listen to a black screen unless you're going to animate it. Yeah, but that's another cost.
That's another, yeah. A valuable piece we would always be in Ajene would say, which works for us, is just consistency.
Facts.
Posting every single week.
Don't miss a week.
You'll expect growth. Also, collabing with other people, the growth's even further. Like, that's what's worked for us, and it will definitely work for others. And is there any other value you would say to them?
Not that I can think off the top of my head.
Smash up the short form. Smash it up.
When I think about it, it's actually a lot, bro. You need a laptop to edit. You need your cameras. You need your fucking a room. You need lights. You need the recording equipment.
A lens as well. If you
need the time. Yeah, you need the lens. I'm like, damn. But it's possible. We've done it.
Think about it though. If you have the money, and you actually, we didn't say this. If you have the money, and you may not have a bigger budget, rent a studio, as in rent a place. Pirate Studios.
You can rent a place,
but try and be the most time efficient as you can. So I'm talking like if you have 4 hours, make sure the guest comes out on time. 2 hours, 1 hour and a half max, half an hour to prepare for the next one. Basically moving over the SDs, getting them storage off, boom, onto the next one.
But this is why it was kind of easier for us to just peace of mind as well. If we just had a room that's ours, 24/7 access, it's kind of like, oh, you need to record a podcast at 10 p.m. We can do that. Come, even if they're late or cancel, we didn't book the room and like lose out on money. We just pay a monthly fee. But yeah, that's all I got. I was thinking, let's put together like, I don't know, a cheat sheet on how to start a podcast and what you need.
Yeah, you know what? We'll do something like in the next episode. We'll do something like that for ourselves. Where we do it in a. Well, that could be the topic. How to start a podcast.
True.
All right. Well, obviously it's getting late now. What time is it? What time is it right now?
It's like midnight, bro.
23:52.
I got work in the morning.
You got work in the morning. Yeah, 11 a.m. But I still got videos to edit. It's long thing.
You got videos to edit?
Yeah. Thank you guys, obviously, for watching it. Thank you for the 1K subscribers.
Thank you so much.
Bullet. I really appreciate you guys. Let them know, Ajene. Let them know.
We appreciate you.
And listen, we'll see you guys in the next COVU episodes. We're looking to be dropping 2 a week soon.
Soon.
But yeah, stay tuned, guys. Thank you for this one.